So welcome back to the channel. In this video, let's talk about some bull market FOMO. Got some interesting updates here from the macro perspective, then looking at a crypto native perspective as well, looking at a few rotations in the market that are pretty juicy opportunities in my opinion. But without further ado, we're going to jump in here starting with a Bitcoin chart. But as usual, if you're not subscribed and you're enjoying the content, please subscribe and comment down below, guys. So starting here with BTC, as you can see, we are still not resolving this range, but yesterday there's a huge wick on the 4 hour above this kind of 23,350 region all the way up to 23,800. Huge volume spike down here as well. So someone came in and really bidded up the market. We moved to the range lows yesterday and then started to reverse nicely. And people are getting very bullish once again about a potential breakout here and a move to the 24K region. Now, someone who's been sturdily bearish here has been Ellio Trades. Excuse his outfit here, pretty shocking attire. But he was on his channel yesterday explaining the kind of FOMO in this market right now and how he sees there's an opportunity to rebid this a little bit lower. So this makes a lot of sense. If you're looking for like a macro higher low at some stage, you would expect Bitcoin to maybe come down and test around the 20K region somewhere in that previous all-time high zone to give us a definitive answer that yes, the bottom was around 15.5. We come in, put a higher low around the 20K region, maybe even a little bit lower than that, and then we reverse out from there. But at this moment in time, obviously it's too early to state all these things. We haven't had a real consolidation period or a real pullback as of yet. And so for those waiting on the sidelines, you probably will get an opportunity, but you might have to wait quite a bit longer. So I thought this was an interesting clip just to go over here. As Ellio has a good relationship with Eric Krown, that is my TA guru for BTC price action, due to the fact he uses statistics and maths only, rather than you go to other channels and then just looking at line drawing on the charts. The stats play out with a higher probability than people drawing random lines. So listen to this and their conversation, obviously their mates. Quite a bit of interesting insight here. Let's go.
If we are in a new bull market, chances are we will rocket up to, maybe the 35s or so, the 30s, and then we'll crash down and we'll retest these prices, at which time everyone who maybe feels like they got left behind will be able to make a plan, scale into the market in a realistic and efficient way that they will be able to get good prices. The number one thing that you don't want to do is FOMO into the market. And everyone right now, if we were to pop up here above 25K, which is not unlikely. We've been saying this. Eric Krown has predicted that we go up towards the 30K mark and then crash back down to the 20K mark. That's at least what he's been telling me privately.
So quite interesting there in terms of their relationship. Eric stated to him something he hasn't said publicly really, that he thinks we could go all the way up to 30K before having a real retrace here. That is definitely interesting and something to maybe play on your mind a little bit in terms of the potential next breakout and the legs up for all of these altcoins, because it could be absolutely fantastic in terms of the gains and the percentage returns. But of course, if you are sidelined, as he says, good advice, don't FOMO in. Every time I've personally FOMOed into the market, I've pretty much always got wrecked. You buy, you think you've done the right thing for the first like maybe hour or so, and then you'll get a big retrace on your hand. The market always does this and spooks investors like that. But in terms of bull thesis here, let's have a little look at DXY, still around 101, way below that red line that I mapped out quite a few weeks back now. If you look at the gold chart as well, this is pretty incredible to see. I'll put this onto a weekly here, and the blue line at the top is the previous all-time high at 2075. So gold is only 7% away from its previous all-time high. The highest point gold has ever been, 7% away. It's formed a cup and a handle, and it looks damn bullish here. And in terms of a narrative, when you think about actual physical gold, if this breaks out to the upside and goes into price discovery, what do you think happens for the digital version of gold, Bitcoin? This narrative will persist, and I do believe this could be very bullish for BTC and crypto in the short term as well. And then of course the line everyone has been watching, that of the S&P 500. It has broken the line, kind of tested it as support. It did wick down yesterday as well. We'll see if this can hold and actually accelerate from here. Now what's super interesting here for the S&P 500 is the Tesla earnings come out yesterday, and they did actually beat their earnings. The expected price per share at $1.11 came out at $1.19. Bullish, bullish, bullish. And it was also revealed within their Q4 findings that Tesla did not sell any of their Bitcoin as as well. So pretty good stuff, and many bulls doing a victory lap around that one. Now, something to really draw your attention to here is CPI. So CPI, inflation generally, has been a thorn in the side for all asset markets over the year of 2022 and the back end of 2021. This is what caused the market to start to pull back due to the fact we had to do something about inflation, and that meant increasing interest rates. Now, this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS. So CPI data is actually being changed the way it's calculated. Would you believe? This is a report that came out on the 10th of January. It says the BLS will make improvements to the CPI data collection beginning for the January 2023 index and scheduled for publication on February 14th. That is Valentine's Day, gentlemen. BLS plans to update the spending weights in the calculation of the CPI every year instead of every 2 years. So they believe this will make the CPI data more relevant and accurate. So rather than taking a look back over a 2-year weighted period, it's going to be a 1-year weighted period. In my mind, this is them massaging the figures to ensure CPI starts to come down even quicker. 2 years ago, CPI was not a hot topic. In the last 12 months, it very much was. So the figures from 1 year back are going to be a whole lot worse than if you had an aggregate of the last 2. Drop me a comment down below. What do you think of this? Are they massaging the numbers? Yes or no? Drop me a comment. Quick update on the LSD narrative. This will be one of the first ones to get sent here with a bullish uptake from Bitcoin. We started to see over the last 24 hours a bid come back into the market. I did sell some Lido around $2.60 earlier in the week, as I said on stream, and I am now very much long on Rocket Pool. It has the best tokenomics in my opinion out of all of these LSDs. All of the tokens are already circulating. There's just a 5% annual inflation, and they've got some very big updates along the way. So I am very much an RPL maxi at this point, and I'm enjoying this whole narrative. It will last at least until March of this year. The Beacon Chain ETH will then become unstakeable via the Shanghai update sometime in that March period. So this one has a kind of immediate run up into March. Could well be a mini sell the news event at that point. But then the narrative takes off more after March as people start to unstake their ETH and they move into a liquid staking derivatives. So certainly one to have on the radar continuously. As you can see, big numbers here. If you are just trying to bid and extract value from this market at this point and try and make gains on stuff, look for the strong coins, as these are the ones that are rebounding quickest every time we have a pullback. Rotators, this is your opportunity here with Phantom. I believe Phantom has been on one heck of a run. Look over the last 14 days. Ever since Andre has really made a reappearance back at Phantom Foundation, things have gone from strength to strength. He even came out earlier in the week to say, look, there will be no major announcements this week from us. They were out in Miami, but still the market reacted very positively and has been ripping up here, now over 43 cents, and looks like it wants to head quite a bit higher. What we've just seen in the market is Optimism breakout. It's actually in price discovery right now. And as Optimism was breaking out, a load of its altcoins within its ecosystem have gone parabolic. So I do think the bid from Phantom broadly will mean that the Phantom ecosystem plays do start to get a real bid here as well and play a bit of catch up. Phantom's up like 2x over the last few weeks, and some of these really have not moved all that much. For example, Spooky Swap with the Boo token over the last 7 days up just 30%. This one's got quite a lot of clear skies ahead of it. Look at that on a 1-year chart basis. And the slope of this as well, it hasn't had the big tick up that Phantom has just had. So I think there'll be a rotation from FTM down into these smaller caps. I have it on good authority from Mr. Crypto Huntsman, who is very much bullish on the Phantom ecosystem, that down here there is a small DEX called Wego Swap that is doing some big things. This is starting to move here, just a 4.7 mil market cap. Yesterday, they kind of followed the steps of DYDX. We've locked 100 million of the Team Wego tokens for an extra year to show our commitment to the long-term success and support our holders. So that's a couple of coins to have maybe on your radar if you're looking for Phantom ecosystem rotation plays. I do think those will have a big run up. Maybe we'll check back on these prices in a couple of weeks' time. And then just a quick comparison here on Artemis. You can see the different chains on screen. So Solana in the green, blue is Phantom, pink is Optimism. Daily active addresses. Phantom's been building nicely here, but as you can see, Optimism had that huge run up and it attracted a lot of new participants here at the start of January due to the fact they had a load of incentives running on the chain. You can see this has started to actually drop off here, which is a little bit bearish, and also on the daily transactions as well, that's dropped off a cliff a bit. So I do think there's also an extra step here that maybe the Optimism guys start to rotate elsewhere, take their profits and move it into other ecosystems. Could well be Phantom, but also other layer 2 environments as well I would be watching out for. But I would definitely definitely suggest getting this tool in your arsenal here, Artemis, just to see the different movements across daily active users, transactions, and TVL of various chains and plotting them against one another. Looking across these metrics, generally Phantom looks pretty damn bullish here. So Andre put this together from his Medium, just stating some of the reasons why Phantom is a good choice. Fast confirmation time, sub 900 milliseconds finality. The ones that really got me though are the recent additions here, the gas monetization. So if you actually have over 1 million transactions on Phantom, I think the things are here, yeah, complete more than 1 million transactions, you've been on Phantom for 3 months or above, and have been validated by the Phantom Foundation, you are eligible for 15% of the transaction fees as an affiliate reward. So a successful DApp is incentivized to get more transactions on it, as they get in a rebate of Phantom FTM gas the more usage it gains. So as you can see here, the blue is the total gas used, and then the yellow bar shows you the amount of FTM given as a rebate to the various protocols here. So now as you can see from this, it's like a couple grand a day being rebated. It's not a huge sum of money, but I think in terms of a bull market when a lot of users come back, having this 15% gas rebate is definitely bullish for this ecosystem, and it also draws in a lot of developer talent and will help with tokenomics as well. You don't have to distribute as many of your tokens, you could use some of the FTM to incentivize, and good devs are going to be rewarded for their efforts. If they can get successful apps out there, you'd probably choose Phantom over another Alt L1 environment that isn't giving you this kind of positive feedback loop. Coming Q2, Q3, they're also going to have gas subsidies. I believe this happened in 2021 as well. When we bridged over to FTM, it would drop you a little bit of Phantom in the wallet, so you had gas, good to go. And then this one's also really interesting and ties into something I've noticed on Phantom, which is they're getting these kind of like younger guys, TikTok, but like a good influence in TikTok, shorts content, people that will appeal to a younger audience, trying to get them involved in the Phantom movement. And so what they're trying to do here is allow their wallets to be used by normal Web2 methods, i.e. having like a face recognition to open your FTM wallet, pushing for more mobile. This is coming Q3, Q4. Definitely something to have on the radar to see if these guys really crack the code of the youth coming through, as these will be the key drivers of the markets over the next 5, 10 years, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below, do you agree with Ellio? Are we going to get a big nasty reversal at some point down to the 20s? But are we going up to 30k first, which will see an absolute bonanza in the altcoins? I hope you enjoyed this one, folks. See you in the next one. Peace.
So ever since my brilliant Bitcoin move, when everyone else was pissing their little panties, hey, Bitcoin's on sale. Dorks. When I put 600 grand in, it turns to 7 million.